Hi vinyl community, it's Mike here, and today I'm going to show you some of the vinyl I picked up at Leeds Record Fair way back in August, and also some other stuff I picked up at various other places during the month of August. So here goes. So the first one, it's Patti Smith Group, and the album is Easter, released in 1978, and this is an album that I just never picked up before. I don't know why, but I didn't. I bought the single when it came out. There you go. That's Because the Night, the song written by Patti Smith with Bruce Springsteen, and there you go. It's on the Arista label. So I bought that, and I didn't buy the album at the time. But as I say, I've got it now. So here it is. So the photography on here is by Cindy Black, and there's some more photography on the inner here. If I can get it open. So there's various pictures here. So the flag and the two pictures of Patti Smith there, photographs by Robert Mapplethorpe, and the other old. The old photograph is Frederick and Arthur Rumbo. So there you go. And this is a really good album. So as I say, Because the Night is is a single off of this, and it was quite a big hit in the UK and everything. But it's certainly not the best track on the album. This is a pretty good album. So it starts off with a track called Till Victory, then Space Monkey, then Because the Night. You've got Ghost Dance, which is a great track. Then you got Privilege, Set Me Free, We Three, 25th Floor, High on Reflection, and then the title track, Easter. And this is a really good album. So it's a lot more accessible than Patti Smith's album Horses, which I think is an absolutely brilliant album. But as I say, this one is much more sort of accessible. And it was a good pickup. And a bit of LA punk next, and it's X, and this is their album from 1982, and it's a third album. And as you can see, it's called Under the Big Black Sun, and there's a band on the back. Yeah, so this album was actually produced by Ray Manzarek of the Doors, and I'll show you the inner here. So we've got all the lyrics and some great sort of illustrations as well. And there's a track on here, Come Back to Me, and it's it's a doo-wop song, basically. It's very much sort of like this early 60s sort of doo-wop sound, and it's really good. It's really good. Yeah, I really love this album. I mean, Los Angeles, the most famous album by X. I mean, I think it's an absolutely superb album. But this one's pretty good too. So yeah, I was pleased to find that one. So that's Under the Big Black Sun by X. Right, something completely different now, and this is some French prog rock, and it's from 1975, and it's the fourth album by Ange, if that's how you pronounce it, or Ange. Means angel anyway, I think. So there you go. That's the album, and it's called Emil Jacote, and it's a concept album of sorts. And I assume this is Emil on the front cover, and Emil's a bit of a storyteller. I mean, it's all in French, but I must say, this album isn't really a great album. I would say, compared to their early stuff on the Philips label, there you can see, and you get the songs, and then you get a lot of sort of narrative, spoken narrative, and I think it's obviously sort of Emil, you know, telling the stories, but it kind of gets in the way of the music. It kind of disrupts the flow of, the music. So I think without the narrative, I think the album might have sounded a lot better. It's not a terrible album by any means, but I wouldn't say it's a great prog album. So there you go. So a bit of French prog. Emil Jacote by Ange. Right. Now what might I say? Some prog. Some prog from 1971. And it's Curved Air with their second album, imaginatively entitled Second Album. And yeah, this I don't know if I dare actually sort of open this out, because the album itself sort of it's not a normal record sleeve. As you can see, you know, it's got these sort of got this cutout and various sort of colours, and you know, you open it up, and then you can open it up a little bit more, and I'll show you that you know, I won't do it all. It would just be impossible for me to put back again, and I'll probably damage it in the process. Anyway, this is an album on Warner Brothers, and yeah, it's a pretty good album actually. The most famous track, I suppose, has got to be Backstreet Love, which was a single over here in the UK, and it did pretty well in the charts. So, you know, the singers Sonia Christina, and the songs are written by Darrell Way and Francis Monkman, and you can tell by the way the album is set out that there was a bit of tension between members of the band, even, you know, during their second album. And Francis Monkman said that he was never really one for sort of collaborating with people, particularly not with David Ray. So you've got side one of the album, you've got tracks mainly by David Ray. There's some lyrics, I think, contributed by Sonia Christina. And then the second side are compositions by Francis Monkman. And yeah, I mean, it as I say, it's a pretty good album. I think I prefer side one to side two. So on side two here, you've got as I say, the Monkman compositions, which is Everdance, Bright Summer's Day '68, and Peace of Mind. And then on the A side there, you've got Young Mother, which is a great track. Then Backstreet Love, Jumbo, You Know, and Puppet. So that's the second album from Curved Air, called Second Album. Right. And now a debut album from a sort of proggy, sort of folky band, and that's Renaissance, and it's self-titled album. There you go. And so on this album, you've got yeah, Keith Ralf, who was he a member of Bluesbreakers? I probably got that completely wrong, but someone will tell me if I have. So, anyways, Keith Ralf is on here, and then there's his sister Jane Ralf does the vocals. So, you know, those of you that know Renaissance know that, yeah, Annie Haslam is the vocalist on most of their albums. But I think for the first two, it was Jane Ralf, and I'll show you the label, because it's on the original. There you go, Pink Island label, and that was from let's say 1969. So there you go. That's Renaissance, and then finally two albums from the same band, and they're sort of Irish again, sort of proggy, bit folky, you know, Celtic sort of folk prog band, and it's Horslips, and this is the first one. This is called Tame from 1973, and it's the second album. The first album is very much sort of a folky album, but with this one, they head very much more into sort of prog rock sort of territory. And the album itself, the music was composed for a play, I believe, and the band themselves, that they started off as a fake band. That two members of the band were working for an advertising agency, and the advertising agency was advertising Hart Lager, and they needed a band for the advert. So these guys sort of stood in as a band and thought, yeah, why not give it a go for real? So they started off as a fake band in a lager commercial, to become a sort of a proper band. So that's the Tame. And then finally, this is the Book of Invasions, a Celtic symphony by Horslips. And again, it's very much sort of Celtic prog, really. And it's a really nice album. And there you go. There's the stuff, and there's various sort of lyrics. So it's sort of, I mean, this goes into Celtic mythology, and as I say, it's quite proggy, and it's a lovely album. So Horslips are a band that I kind of ignored for quite some time, and it's only quite recently that I've started to sort of really get into them. So, by the way, this is their seventh album, and it's from 1976, and there you go. So it's Horslips, and the Book of Invasions, a Celtic symphony. So that's all I've got to show you at the moment. So I'll be back with another video, no doubt, fairly soon. So until next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye. Bye.